The UN Human Rights Council held an urgent debate on Wednesday over the issue of alleged systematic racism and police brutality in the US. The meeting was called by the West African nation of Burkina Faso and saw multinational concerns being raised. One notable absentee, though, the United States. Reporting next, Maupin.
Racial unrest in the United States has prompted 54 African countries to call on the UN Human Rights Council. They want the international body to look into racism and police brutality in the United States and beyond.
The tragic events of May 25th in Minneapolis in the US, which led to the death of George Floyd, led to protests throughout the world against injustice and police brutality that persons of African descent face on a daily basis in many regions of the world. The death of George Floyd is unfortunately not an isolated incident.
We believe the situation in the United States warrants urgent country-specific intervention and that a thematic global investigation is also in order.
The family of George Floyd has also called on the UN to get involved. George Floyd's brother made an urgent appeal at a landmark UN debate.
My brother George Floyd is one of the many black men and women that have been murdered by police in recent years. I'm asking you to help him. I'm asking you to help me. I'm asking you to help us, black people in America.
The data has already been collected. Black people in the United States are 2.5 times more likely to be killed by police than whites, and they are far more likely to be killed by police tasers. And outrage over these deaths has been dragging on and building up for decades. The response from U.S. officials was to hail their own country's supposed transparency and then to make a veiled dig at those who criticized them.
We call upon all governments to demonstrate the same level of transparency and accountability that the United States and our democratic partners practice.
But the USA did not participate in the debate on racism. U.S. representatives weren't there. Why? The United States has withdrawn from the UN Human Rights Council in response to criticism of Israel.
We take this step because our commitment does not allow us to remain a part of a hypocritical and self-serving organization that makes a mockery of human rights.
And that trend of putting pressure on international bodies continues. The United States is now threatening sanctions against the International Criminal Court because it dared investigate the actions of U.S. troops in Afghanistan.
We will not stand by as our people are threatened by a kangaroo court. And indeed, I have a message to many close allies around the world. Your people could be next.
The United States likes to think of itself as the policeman of the world. And just like the police at home, the United States isn't too excited about being expected to follow the same rules that it claims to go around the world enforcing. Maupin, RT, New York.